Hi guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey!
Hi!
Two of us are disembodied voices, but you'll see us later. So, for this week's book corner, we wanted to talk about the Doctor Who Time and Space collection, which they have been turned into Mr. Men. I will point out one thing here for eagle-eyed Doctor Who fans. Yes, there are 4 Doctors missing. They are being
wearing any clothes.
They are being released in February, so we will do a follow-up video with the remaining 4 Doctors. Comment below if you can work out which 4 are missing.
Please do.
So, we have the Nerd and Geek boys with us today.
Hello.
Hello.
And I promise there will not be like a quiz or Will will not walk off in a temper.
Well,
It may happen yet.
that's like my specialty.
Although we might do a quiz on these in the future because I think that's hilarious.
Fair enough.
So, first of all, shall we start with the earliest Doctor out of the ones you 3 have picked to read? Because we each took a couple to read.
That would be yours.
Dr. Foot. Yeah. I'm a bit. I like the book, but I don't like the sad Daleks.
Oh, sad Daleks.
Explain. I'm going to put a spoiler on this.
Yeah, sad Daleks.
Sad Daleks. How are the Daleks sad?
Luke,
I have to put first of all.
sad Dalek.
Oh, he's a sad Dalek.
He's
We'll
got
put
a
first of all.
droopy,
The dream is
Aww. We really should have put Izzy in his sad Dalek top.
Look, and there's another sad Dalek.
Aww.
Eating a bunny.
So, briefly without spoiling it, why are they sad?
I'm putting a spoiler warning in the comments. But so basically,
For me.
the Doctor 4th is an adventure with the 4th Doctor and Sarah Jane
Yeah.
and some Daleks, I'm guessing, because we haven't read all. We were planning for each of us to have read all of them, but we haven't got that far. So, apart from the sad Daleks, did you enjoy it, Georgie?
Yeah, it's quite funny.
What was your favourite bit?
At the beginning, because Sarah Jane says to the Doctor, yeah,
Yeah.
come along, Sarah. Cried the Doctor. Doctor and Sarah Jane were running away. It seems Sarah Jane that the two of them spent an awful lot of time running away.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So we know you the bit you didn't like was the thing. Do you like the concept?
Oh yeah, the concept's funny.
Good.
Yeah.
Right. Who had the next earliest book?
That would be me with Doctor 7.
Ooh. Coincidentally, isn't there a special reason why you picked this one?
My favourite Doctor, Doctor 7. Sylvester McCoy. This small book has a adventure with the Doctor and Ace, who go to visit a friend and find that they're not in because they've been catnapped. And that slip of a tongue actually works because they were catnapped by cheetah people.
Cool. We totally should have put the fez on one of you guys.
Should have, yes.
But easy to get.
There's also a little cameo from the Master just to reinforce that this is the intelligent Doctor that always thinks his way out of situations better than the other Doctors. That yes, he is the best, and he basically defeats the Master in the most cartoony Mr. Men style you could imagine. And
Favourite
Ace really wants to blow stuff up.
Favourite bit?
My favourite bit would be every time Ace pulls out her dynamite because she just wants to blow stuff up. Ace was very energetic, very straight into action in the show, and in this they've interpreted that as she just wants to blow everything up with dynamite, and it's quite fun.
Who had the next earliest book?
Me with number 9.
I think me and Tiff picked the really earliest ones, didn't we?
Yeah.
Unless someone else picked 8. Did you pick 8?
Yeah.
Okay, then
It's
not
me.
me.
Oh, poor Will.
Cut. Hang on. Do that again.
I picked number 8.
Dr. 8. Paul
Yeah.
McGann.
Yes.
You don't really know anything about Paul McGann, so this is completely new
Yeah.
to you, isn't it?
I've read it and I was a bit like, what's going on? Then it clicked in me afterwards. It's like, oh wait there, he's trying to save everyone from blowing up, because the computer is basically overrided itself and said, no, I'm going to blow everyone up. So the Doctor decides to save them all, and yeah, they all go into his TARDIS, and it's quite funny.
So, favourite bit? They're only short books.
Yeah. When the Doctor goes to a beach.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Will, what
Finally
did
me.
you pick?
So I was Doctor 9, or Doctor 9th Doctor.
Seeing
whatever
as
you wanna call
Doctor
it.
10 doesn't exist
Yeah,
yet.
I know. I wanted Tennant, but doesn't exist. Spoiler for the question earlier. Yeah, so this is the Doctor I started on, Christopher Eccleston, and it's about his first, his first adventure with Rose. So he finds her at work and takes out the android.
Autons.
Autons, that's the word. Autons with cabbages, which I thought was a really funny, like Mr. Men way of dealing with the problem.
Cool.
I think all in all, these are very Mr. Many ways of
Yeah.
dealing with problems. If you took Doctor Who and made them Mr. Men, this is actually what you'd get. It is well done, well
There's a
created.
funny reference to the Fourth Doctor actually in it, because he goes to the clothes shop to find Rose, and then one of the mannequins is dressed as the Fourth Doctor, which is quite funny.
Cool. So did you have a favourite bit, or was
I don't know. Apart from the cabbages, it's not really much happens, but it's very story based on how he met Rose and stuff.
Did you guys read any more of them?
I read Doctor 12, the most recent Doctor, and my second favourite right now, because he is awesome, and I'm so going to miss him.
Although we all think Jodie's going to make an
Jodie's
amazing
going to
Doctor.
be amazing, but I'm so going to miss Doctor 12.
Minute silence.
That'll be a boring video.
Yeah, no.
So, Doctor 12, his most recent iteration, is following after Missy, who is stealing artefacts from history, different points in history, and he always gets there a little too late, and she's already stole it, and she's running away and taunting him, saying he's too slow, he should be called Dr. Slow, and in the end, he realises that what she's actually doing is replacing the objects with cybermats. So he goes back to all the places, gets all the cybermats, and then gets to the last destination before Missy and throws a bag of cybermats at her. And it's a straightforward chase story with a really good ending. I really liked the ending. Favourite bit? The ending, where she spends 2 pages going, don't you want to hear my master plan? Don't you want to know what I was doing this for? And the Doctor goes around with, there are more important things, like lunch, and walks off to have lunch.
Well, those sound great, and we've got 3 more to talk about, but I think me and Tiff will be taking places of people in a minute.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones we've picked.
Through the magic of editing, we will now swap places.
Woo! We regenerated! To go.
It's happened.
Showing our support.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think we look better than the boys. We're clean shaven.
I shaved this morning.
I haven't shaved in about a month.
You're supposed to be dead.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right, so for the last 3 books, we've come back. So yeah. And we're also supporting Doctor Who. I believe me and Izzy just raided everyone's t-shirts. Right, so I think you're first.
Well, I would have never have guessed.
So,
Doctor first.
I was about to say, so which Doctor did you read?
First
And then, so what's it about?
He can't find his granddaughter.
Sounds about right. So this would be his Susan.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, he goes round asking people where she is.
Aww. That's so sweet. Does he find her at the end?
Yeah, she's in the park listening to the radio.
Sounds like Susan.
So what's your favourite bit?
The end of it.
It sounds awesome. Right, so I only read one of the 3 books. Coincidentally, out of the classic Doctors, sorry to say Tom Baker and Sylvester McCoy, I think you're wonderful, but this guy is my favourite. Patrick Troughton. And that's because he was the first ever Doctor to have to regenerate. You know.
Take over someone else's mantle and prove himself.
It could have gone completely wrong and we would not be sat here today talking about Doctor Who Mr. Men books and the 13th Doctor and stuff like that. So I think he's awesome and doesn't get enough credit for that because that was a big thing to do. So I picked his book, Doctor Second, and I found it just really sweet and funny. The TARDIS brings them to a museum. And him and Jamie and Victoria are looking for the reason why. They're looking for an anomaly in a museum. Now, Victoria's been to a museum before. She's from the Victorian period, so they did have museums then. But Jamie was from the Middle Ages. He did not know what a museum was. So when the Doctor says in the book, look for any anomalies, he's like, the whole museum basically to him is an anomaly. And then the companions start vanishing.
Oh.
And at first he's just like, oh, they've wandered off. Just like so many of the other companions do. And then it turns out there's a twist. And if you know any of the Second Doctor's adventures, you know one of the biggest things he ever faced was the abominable Yeti. And then at the end, I think the ending's my favourite, just simply because Jamie has worked out they are robots, and he's somehow worked out how to control them. You don't know why they're there or who put them there or anything. Jamie was controlling them and making them bring him like a drink and stuff. And I just think that's so funny and cheeky. So yeah, I really, really love this book. I think it's brilliant. And what's our last Doctor for now?
Doctor 11.
Ooh, why'd you pick this one, Ted?
Because I love Matt Smith. God, stop judging me!
So what's the story about? I'll cut that
It's
bit.
about Doctor and River.
Ooh.
And they go through all these monsters, solving all these mysteries, and in the end all they wanted was his hat.
Does it end
Yeah.
badly?
River's not happy about it. She's like, you put me all through that just to find your hat. He's like, I don't like this hat.
What hat is it?
Fez, of
That
course.
hat.
Of course. The Fez.
Can't see in the camera, but that hat.
So what was your favourite part?
The ending. I love River. She's just like, what are you doing now?
So these books are brilliant and I'm looking forward to the final 4.
Mainly because of Dr. David Tennant.
So if you haven't guessed by now, the final 4 that are missing are Doctor 3rd, Doctor 5th, Doctor 6th and Doctor 10th. And in February we will read them and talk about them then. I think the best bit about this is it's combining 2 things that people love. Mr. Men and Doctor Who. They're British classics. Everyone loves them. And I think Adam honouring his father like this is just brilliant. It's really good. And we all had fun picking and reading them and talking about our favourite bits and stuff. So that and the fact we all noticed that none of them are wearing clothes.
Apart
Oh,
from the
bow
4th
ties.
kind of is.
Yeah, they have like scarves and bow ties and stuff, but
Well, Mr. Men never wear clothes, do they?
I know, but it's just
Well,
weird.
River's nothing but hair and boots.
When they interact with other people though, it's super weird
Could
because
have been worse.
Right, you must start that again.
the weird thing about Mr. Men and Little Misses, when they interact with other people who aren't Mr. Men and Little Miss, they
Yeah.
have clothes on.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
It makes no sense. But I do think these books are brilliant and go check them out. Definitely go get them. Although if you want to wait and get all 12 at once, we would not blame you. So, yeah. We all going to say goodbye?
Well, we're gonna cross timelines now.
Oh no, this could cause
No,
The
no,
world's